Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching the Arkansas Gun Guy. If you've watched my channel before, I appreciate you coming back. If you haven't watched my channel before, I'll let you know that I'm an H&K fan, maybe a fanboy. I think I have pretty much every firearm that they make. I've got books on H&K. I even went to H&K's Columbus, Georgia headquarters this year to take some armor courses. So big fan of the company, big fan of all guns, but I really like H&K's. But one gun company I don't know a ton about is FN. So I am very fortunate here in Arkansas to have a great friend with a fantastic firearm collection, and he happened to have a couple of FNs. So this is really my first time with an FNN. I did make a video earlier on the long slide edge. I'll link that in the description below. So that, and this is really my first experience with FN. And this is what I'm most curious about, is the FN 509. I think this is their kind of bread and butter, everyday, Cabela's type gun, striker fire 9mm gun that competes with H&K's kind of bread and butter gun, their striker fire 9mm VP9. So I want to look at them side by side to see how different they were. The first thing I want to talk about really quick is price. And prices are all over the place based on all the options you can get. You can get different sight options, different magazine options, different finishes, different everything. But if you start at the very, very, very bottom, look at the base price, the H&K MSRP is about $90 more than the FN. So maybe the FN's less expensive. I know they're both more premium brands, but I think the FN maybe costs a little bit less. And if you think about value, one thing that the FN does that H&K doesn't do is it comes with, if you get the optics ready version, it comes with very serious optics mounting plates and all the different options. Where on the H&K, you have to choose which optic you want, call H&K or go to the website and order the plate and pay for shipping and wait and get it later. So I think that's a better value for the FN. Also, the H&K comes in your standard gun industry plastic box, where the FN comes with this very useful range bag. I don't want to zoom out too far, but it has tons of space in here for 5 different magazines and your firearm, all your documentation. So very useful. So value-wise, maybe the FN wins. One thing I don't know about FN is the quality and how durable they are. I know the H&Ks are definitely tested for tens of thousands of rounds without failures. So another thing I'll note is I'm going to try to reference the FN that I have here without referencing the Trijicon optic or the threaded barrel, because that is not an option on here. I really want to look at hand feel, trigger, and just how they feel in general, and get your feedback. Again, do you have both? If so, which do you prefer? Again, they're both striker fire 9mm handguns that are pretty much the everyday guns that you can get from both companies. And they both have one thing in common that no one else does as well as these guys do, I think, and that is be 100% ambidextrous. But first I'll start with just looking at the guns up front. Again, I won't talk about the threaded barrels much, but they both have front and rear cocking serrations, and they're both really, really good. Again, different options here. My VP9 has a really good sight picture with these this night sight up front and these serrated rears, where the 509 has a very tall front sight with a white dot, very easy to see. I'm not sure if you can get through the optic there, but very cool design on the optic on the FN. Now, several FNs I've noticed have this very cool like wing thing on the back, which I think is a very cool feature. Just kind of a signature design from them. I think that's very awesome. You lose that wing when you put the optic on though, so it kind of stands up all on its own back here. But also you got the 2 dots kind of hidden there. So again, the sights, I think they're both good. I may even like the FNs a little bit better. Now these guns are different lengths. I'm not sure if I have a smaller version here. But the other thing to talk about them is they both have just their polymer frame with adjustable back straps. The FN comes with, I think, two back straps included. Some models have 4 with 4 different sizes of back straps. The VP9 actually has 3 different size back straps, but more importantly, it also has 3 different for each side panels as well. So you have a size medium side panel on this side, a size small here, and large in the back to make this thing fit your hand just perfectly. And while the VP9 or the FN feels good in my hand, the VP9 is one of the most ergonomic guns I have. So I'll definitely give hand feel on the firearm to the VP9. It just feels better. But it's interesting, the different kind of texture designs on the FN. You've got one design on the front strap and back strap. You've got a different design on the side as well as some texturing here. So it's kind of all over the place with texturing, but it is very effective. It's not, doesn't hurt, it's not aggressive, and it definitely is grabbable. My other favorite thing about both firearms is the fact that both are 100% ambidextrous. Many companies will say that they have a slide stop on one side and the other, and a reversible mag well that makes them ambi. No, H&K has been very ambi since the introduction of their P30, but maybe even their P2000, sorry. But they have a slide stop, slide catch on both sides, which is great. But they also have their awesome paddle mag releases, which makes it easy to drop the magazine from left side or right side. So a big fan of the paddle releases, and a 100% ambi-friendly gun from H&K. Love that. FN does the same thing. Again, 100% ambi, slide stop, slide catch here and on this side. So again, you can rack it back. And they also, the magazine release, you've got a button here, but also a button over here, and it works both ways. You can slide release the magazine on either side. So love the fact that they're both ambi. Now, quick look at the triggers before I look inside. The trigger on the VP9 for striker fire trigger is one of my favorite triggers. It's good. It's got some take up here, and then you're instantly at the wall, and it breaks. With the reset there, it kicks you out. Got a little bit of take up there, and it breaks again. So again, watch the reset, it kicks you out. There's the reset, a little bit more take up, and it breaks. So that's a good trigger. I shoot it very well. I actually shot the FN better, and I'm not sure if it's because of the sight and the trigger, or just the trigger or the sight. So shot them both well, but I actually shot the FN a little bit better. So again, instead of having the safety dingus like most striker fire guns have here on the H&K, this has a dingus on the end, and you can see if you don't depress the dingus, the trigger won't fire as you have the little plastic piece here in your way. But once you depress the dingus, that piece goes away. And you have a really clean trigger. And then the reset on this is right there, and there's no take up. You're right back at the wall, and you snap again. So again, look at the trigger here, right there, and back at the wall. So for trigger, I actually will give the advantage to the FN. I think I shot it a little bit better. So value-wise, the FN feels better. Trigger-wise, the FN feels better. Ergonomically, the VP9 feels fine. So again, big H&K fanboy, but I am not unimpressed with the FN. And again, I really do value your feedback. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments about what your thoughts are on both. Take a quick look inside. They both have a standard takedown here. Drop the slide. On the FN, you have to pull the trigger, apparently. On the VP9, I don't believe that's the case. Rotate this down. I guess you do, and it slides right off. So first we'll look inside the fire control units here. So both have a steel insert here, a little bit more steel on the H&K versus the FN. A little different design in there. And then recoil system. FN's got kind of a dual spring system there versus the H&K. Like the barrels, again, this is a threaded barrel. So on the FN versus the VP9 here. Just looking at the feed ramps, pretty much same angle, very similar design. FN and the H&K, and then on the inside the barrels, again, a little different design for the striker fire in there. So excellent machining on both. The FNs, I believe, are made in South Carolina, where the H&Ks are still all made in Germany. So that's one difference. So US made versus German made, if that matters to you. Again, I've had zero issues with reliability on my H&K. I haven't had enough time with the FN to have a strong point of view there, but from everything I understand, I think they're fairly reliable. Again, we'd love to hear from you guys. Have you had any reliability issues with either? So So they go back together pretty easily, very similar. Lock this back. Oh, and I'm going to struggle to put it back together on camera. Hate when I do that.